Good evening, my beautiful soul tribe. I hope you've all had an amazing long weekend and that you've been able to find some time to ground, recenter, and rejuvenate yourselves for the week ahead. You know, something I've learned over the last 2 or 3 weeks is all we have is the now. And I'm truly praying that each of you find the value in enjoying the now while you still can. This is take 3, walking you home with death uncut. So my weekend has been pretty busy with the grandkids, and this morning my kids dragged me out the house and took me down to the promenade, Durban beachfront, and we let the little ones ride on their bikes, and we went for a long walk with the sun beating down on our backs, the wind blowing in our hair, and the ocean on our left, and it brought some memories flooding back in for me. And I just want to tell you that unapologetically, I continuously made reference to certain things that I remembered that Gaz and I shared along the walk. And I found myself constantly referring to him. And while it is still very raw, I found that it seated me, it grounded me a little bit. And I'd like for all of you to understand, especially those who have lost loved ones, that it is part of the healing process to reminisce and allow yourself to feel while you're in the healing process. You know, keeping the memory alive, I suppose, of the person that you long for on the human level. So tonight, I want to take you back a little bit to the evening of Sunday the 19th when Gert passed. As a mother, as an earth mother, that feels, I recall still literally spinning in the news that he had passed and finding myself going into machine mode and realizing that I have to let my children know that their father is no longer. And how I had to pick up the phone 8 times. 8 times. And let each child know that their father had passed on. It was one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. You know, to each one of my 8 children, you each bring something different to the table. Each one of you are unique. And I am so grateful to have been able to be your earth mother in this earth lifetime. To still be your earth mother. I am so honored and so privileged to walk with each and every one of you. You all bring something so different to the table. And I won't lie, while I can honestly say I wanted to hang you little bastards up from the curtain rails more times than I care to remember, I cannot imagine my life without each and every one of you in it. And that you have given me purpose in my life, and that I would, without batting an eye, give my life for each of you if I needed to. I am so deeply connected and bonded to each of you, and I just want to thank you tonight for once again walking this journey with me. Natasha, Yannicka, Bradley, Sean, Monique, Yvette, Brendan, Gert, Poppy and I are incredibly proud of the individuals, the young adults you have all become. And I know, and my clients will not always say that, each of you will carry his legacy forward in a specific way. And he will always stay alive within each and every one of us, and then forth within our grandchildren. You know, to hear your children breaking down on the other side of the phone, where you can't physically put your arms around them and hold them and support them, is the scariest thing ever. And I never, ever want to have to do that again. Each child responded differently. But what was all the same was the heart-wrenching sadness and pain that I could feel across the phone line. It was a very difficult task, but one that I felt honored to be able to carry forward with my children. So I just want to thank each and every one of you, beautiful, beautiful beings, for choosing me as your Earth Mother, and that I carry so much gratitude, and it has been such a privilege walking with you and continue walking with you. You guys have been phenomenal. You know, we've got our own little counseling group going. We started a WhatsApp group, and it's just flippin' phenomenal the way these kids reach out to each other when one's having a bad day, and we're bound to go through things like that. How we share memories and how we cry together and how we heal together and grow together. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be able to walk this healing journey with my children. I know that it has been very painful and hard for them, but I also know that they are strong, and although they will never be the same, they will adapt, and they will overcome this gut-wrenching nausea that one feels when you realize that person is never coming back. And as I said, the legacy will continue through them. So thanks, my babies. I love you so, 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 so much. And each one of you hold a piece of my heart that nobody can ever take away. I'm so proud of you guys. And I know Poppy is proud of you all too. Okay. Right, guys. So on to something a little more serious, a little more spiritual. Gert passed away on the 19th of July. Day 119 of him and I being apart since lockdown. And at 19 minutes past 7 that evening, which is 1919, it finally dawned on me that there's a message being held in the 19. And this was the first what the fuck moment that actually hit me after his passing. And I want to read it to you guys. Just bear with me. Let me quickly pick it up here. I went and had a look at the angel number 1919 because it kept on coming up in duplicates. And the angel number 1919 suggests that aspects of your life are coming to a close, or an important phase or cycle is coming to an end. Trust that this is happening for very karmic reasons, which will become evident in the very near future. This is preparing you to begin a wonderful new life and lifestyle that will see all fall into place for you in the most positive ways. These endings are clearing the way for you to fully pursue your life purpose as your soul dictates. Trust that all the information, guidance, and assistance you will need along the path will be supplied by your angels and universal energies. Angel 1919 is a message that a cycle or phase is coming to an end, making way for new to begin. Do not look upon these endings as a loss, but rather as a new beginning, opportunity, or adventure. While one door is closing behind you, another opens in front of you, and your angels ask you to stay positive and focus as the universe sets you in perfect alignment with your life purpose and soul mission. So to put it into blatant English, Gert and I had a very karmic 9-year or 9 lifetime cycle, and this was the culmination year of our last lifetime where we would have to repay karma as such. And when this hit me, I realized that I'll see you on the other side, babe. I really did. And I was filled with so much joy, because I understand. I understand that although it's painful on the human level, no more karma in another lifetime, and he's waiting on the other side. And it seems like a long while to wait, but time in the spiritual realm is not like our time at all. And we will be together in another lifetime, and there won't be any karma. We've worked through it, and I realized Gert was able to step away because he had learned his lesson. And by him stepping away, the dual soul contract was for me to pursue my soul purpose, which is to spiritually heal and teach. So it's all very, very exciting, and I'm working through the human part. I'm doing great. I'm really proud of myself. I have my moments. I was a mess the other night. I was listening to a song, and I just lost my shit. And I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. I think I cried from about 8 o'clock that evening till 4 o'clock the next morning. And although I felt really tired, I felt relieved. It's almost like I had allowed myself to rid myself of this pent up negative energy. So crying is healing. And I want to reassure you that although it's not nice to cry, snotty nose and teary eyes, and you feel so drained afterwards, it is actually so, so good for your soul and for your heart. It's good to allow yourself to feel. It came as a huge realization for me when I got the message from the angel number 1919, because it just all suddenly made sense. We'll go a little bit deeper into the karmic circle and cycles as we go further on into the series. I'd like to keep the videos quite short. I know not everybody has the time or the data to get through everything all at once. Something else I wanted to discuss with you tonight was, grief is very personal for everybody, and we all deal with it differently. I've found myself thinking of certain things, and we question whether we should be feeling certain things, whether we should feel anger or frustration or fear. And I just want to tell you that all those emotions are normal. Okay? They're all absolutely normal. You need to allow yourself to go through this process, and you need to be so gentle on yourself. It is so, so important. Now, most of you know that I channel past loved ones for others. And yes, I am able to channel my own past loved ones too. So I'm spoiled for choice. But I will tell you that Gert has been with me a couple of times. I'm only going to share with you the first interaction up until now. I have had a few. But the most profound one was when I got the call that he had passed from a mutual friend of ours up in Mozambique, because I was in South Africa. I was in my bedroom in my parents' home, and my mom was sitting in the lounge, and my dad was pottering outside in the garden. And while I was on the phone with this mutual friend, and he had just broken the news to me, I was like unbelievably walking towards my mom, walking down the passage, walking towards the lounge, and instantaneously, as a mother always knows, she had one look at my face and she said to me, "Carol, what is wrong?" And I remember saying to her, "Mommy, Gert's gone." And at that very moment, while I was still holding the phone, I got the clearest vision of Gert standing in front of me, but almost panic-stricken. He was standing in front of me doing this with both his hands out. And he was going, "You know how much I loved you. You know how much I loved you, hey." He said it twice. And all I responded was, "Baby, it's okay, you can go." I then sat down on the couch and the phone fell to my lap. So that was the first interaction I had with the soul of my husband. It was very real. It was almost palpable, like I could reach out and touch him. And the panic that he got, I could actually pick up that energy of, he was panic-stricken. He needed to get this message through to me. And my response is what caught me. It's almost as if on a soul level, I knew he needed to hear that he could go. Now the strange thing is, well, not so strange, I understand it, but it's going to sound quite strange. 3 days later, the lady who was driving in the vehicle that was transporting Gert's body from Mullingar to the morgue in Maputo had mentioned to the driver of the vehicle, "Look at the strange white cloud that is following us. Doesn't matter where we turn on the road, this white cloud is following us." And as they had turned into the morgue, it's about an hour and 10 minutes drive. As they had turned into the morgue, that is when I phoned her to find out what was going on after I had been told. And it was just after I dropped the phone to my lap that I picked up the phone and phoned her. They were turning into the morgue. The white cloud turned away from the vehicle. Let me try and bring it into perspective for you. It's almost as if Gert's spirit hung around before he went to the light. Panicked that he needed to get back into his body to make dead sure I knew how much he loved me. And after I had spoken to him in the vision and said, "It's okay, baby, you can go," that was the moment when I phoned her straight after that. And that is where they turned into the morgue and the white cloud turned away from the vehicle. And that is when Gert went to the light, because he knew I was okay with him going. Now, if that is not a sign, then I don't know what is. I got this message 3 days after, and I literally went back and looked at the times of the last dialed numbers and the calls received. And it's within 30 seconds of each other. There's so much more out there. And I so badly want to share this journey with each of you, those who have lost loved ones, if we are only available to see the signs. We're not alone. We're always surrounded by light and love, whether it be our loved ones on the earthly realm, or angelic energies, source energy, or our past loved ones. They are constantly sending us signs and validations. We've just got to be aware and look out for them. My friends, thank you once again for everybody's support and love. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to these YouTube videos so that you don't miss out. Remember, it is free. All you need to do is push the button, and when I post another video, it will notify you that another video has gone up. I have also received a couple of suggestions from some members, items they'd like to hear about, or ideas they'd like to hear about, or questions that they've asked, and I will be covering these questions as we go. I still miss my love very, very much, and It's still very hard and very raw. As I say, we have our good days and our bad days as a family. We laugh together, we cry together, but I know that one step at a time, in our own way, we will all grow and get through this. Thank you for walking this journey with me. I love each one of you, and thank you for being an integral part on me walking home. Have yourselves a beautiful, safe evening and a magical, magical start to next week. And keep that shiny side up. You know, the ripple effect, touch just one life a day. And remember, all we have is the now. Sweet dreams, and we chat soon.